Our whole society lives more in the head than in the body. We live in a world that's focused on doing, performing, and achieving. These qualities are important since we need them to stay alive, to feed ourselves, and have a roof over our heads. We call this function the doing mode. In the doing mode, we're oriented or driven by our goals. For instance, you use the doing mode if you want to get from place A to place B, or plan a big project. All of the thinking functions, planning, assessing, analysing, and organising, help you make the changes needed to achieve your goals. Our thinking mind operates in the doing mode. However, you might have heard the expression, are you a human being or a human doing? As human beings, could there be less emphasis on doing so much all the time? So let's talk about the being mode. Being mode means being present in this moment. In other words, not trying to achieve anything, not trying to change anything, just living the moment exactly as it is. Observing what we're directly experiencing through our physical senses. Does this sound familiar? This is exactly what we're practicing in mindfulness. In this practice, I'll guide you to anchor your attention to your breath, to move from spending time in the thinking mind to being in the present moment. In this practice, I'll guide you to anchor your attention to your breath, to move from spending time in the thinking mind to being in the present moment. So let's begin. Finding a place where you know you won't be disturbed, and set yourself up in your usual sitting posture in a chair or on the floor. Setting an intention to be present and practice mindfulness for the next short while. Taking a moment to feel your body in this sitting posture. Feeling the 3 contact points that bring stability to your sitting. The sitting bones and the soles of your feet if you're in a chair, or the sitting bones and the knees and feet if you're on a cushion. Feeling the uprightness of your back. Neck and head in alignment with the spine. Awareness at the top of the head. Maybe imagining this invisible string that very softly pulls you towards the sky. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or softening your gaze in front of you. Releasing your jaw. Relaxing your shoulders, checking there's no unnecessary tension in them. Checking the position of your hands and allowing them to rest in a position which helps your shoulders be at ease. And now feeling into the body as a whole in this sitting posture. Taking a couple of slow, deliberate, deep breaths at your own pace. With each inhalation of breath, taking in fresh air and energy into the body. And with each exhalation, allowing your body to sink deeper into the ground. allowing the breath to return to its own natural rhythm, whatever that rhythm is. Breathing through the nose if possible, but the mouth is also fine. Feeling how the breath flows in and out all by itself. Feeling the whole of the inhale and the whole of the exhale. Noticing where the breath enters the body, following it through, expanding and rising in the chest or belly. Noticing as the in-breath turns into the out-breath. Aiming to stay with the whole of the breath cycle. There might be an area of the body where you notice the breath more predominantly. For many people, it's the chest area. The physical sensations felt in the chest as it expands and relaxes. For others, it might be the belly. Feeling the physical sensations of the belly rising and falling in the rhythm of the breath. Or maybe it's the nostrils. Feeling the air flowing in and out. Maybe sensing the difference in temperature of air by breathing in and breathing out. Or maybe there's a sense of the whole breath as it moves through the body. We call the area where the breath is felt most predominantly in the body the anchor point of breath. An anchor to the present moment which we can return to whenever the mind wanders. So placing the attention at that area, perhaps even placing your hand at that area, noticing all the tiny, subtle sensations as best you can. Breath just as it is, long or short, deep or shallow, regular or irregular. Not trying to change anything or attain anything. Simply observing the body breathing in the being mode, following each inhale and each exhale. Sooner or later, the mind will wander, probably sooner rather than later. Thinking about the past, planning the future, or commenting on what's happening now. Maybe the inner critic has come in scolding you for getting distracted. You can congratulate yourself whenever these thoughts are noticed, because that's the moment of waking up to the present moment. Thoughts are part of mindfulness practice. Labeling the thoughts as thinking or thinking mind. If there's a particularly nagging thought, tell it that you'll come back to it a little later, that right now you're focusing on the breath sensations. And then letting the thought go and gently and firmly guiding the attention back to the body and the anchor point of breathing. We're not trying to get rid of our thoughts, just training to redirect the attention to another possible experience of how the body feels. Inviting curiosity to how the anchor point feels and noticing it change moment to moment. Maybe the rhythmic waves of the breath sensations can be soothing. It's possible that in the beginning or even well into practice, there'll be times when you just cannot concentrate for very long. And this is completely okay. You can move, change position, you can stop the practice on days when you feel a lot of discomfort, or perhaps you're very tired or are falling asleep during the practice, in which case you can stand up and do the rest of the practice while walking slowly. As we come towards the end of this practice, congratulating yourself for taking the time to practice this being mode. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, allowing yourself to move, maybe wriggling your fingers or toes, or taking a small stretch.